Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 22 of the 30 Days Growth Marketing course. And today's lesson is on lean SEO. Swati, any idea what is lean SEO?
So we've used the word lean a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
we love it. Growth marketers
yes,
love to
yes,
use lean
we
and
love,
agile.
yeah.
So yeah, we'll basically just do SEO with limited resources. That's essentially what it means. But I use the term. I created a course about lean SEO a few years ago. But right now, I generally use that term to say how we approach SEO from a growth hacking or a growth marketing perspective versus a digital marketing perspective. You know, they are more or less the same things, but digital marketeers will have a slightly longer and a more traditional approach to SEO, while growth marketeers would look at SEO hacks and split testing SEO, etc. So we're not going to get into the tools and process and workflows because we've discussed a lot of SEO in the past. So we've discussed SEMrush, how we use ChatGPT, how we use competitor analysis, find the low, hanging fruits, low keyword difficulty level keywords, create content, all of that. But in this particular tutorial, we're going to just discuss the key concepts and then see the growth marketing elements of SEO, right? So in terms of the key concepts, there's only these things that you need to know. The first thing is keyword research, wherein you look for the keywords that your audience is searching for. And one of the tools that we discussed was answerthepublic.com, wherein we put growth marketing and see what are the different questions that people have about growth marketing. So this is something that I'm doing for my YouTube channel. So I want my YouTube channel to cover all of those questions about growth marketing. The most popular questions people ask about growth marketing is, what is growth marketing? How much does a growth marketeer make? I would have never made a video about how much does a growth marketeer made if I did not use that tool, because it just didn't come to my mind that this is the question I should answer. Then the third one is, what does a growth marketing manager do? Like, what are the roles and responsibilities, etc. So finding, kinds of the keywords that people are asking. You can use Google search suggestions, Answer the Public, SEMrush or Ahref, tools like those to find these keywords, right? And one of the best ways also is to actually run a little bit of Google ads. And that gives you a lot of insight about the keywords. If you already have a website, you're getting traffic, you can use Google Search Console. So there are many ways to do this. Google has its own keyword planner tool, which is great. So this is like sort of the research part of SEO. Then there is the on-page optimization, which means the way our website is, we want to make it optimal for users, but also search engines to be able to crawl the website, to be able to index the website and so forth. So the process works very simply. Google will have these bots, which will crawl the website. They're called spiders. They crawl the websites. And then they will index it. They'll have an algorithm that they will use to index it. And then they'll rank it. So they'll show it. Once it's in the database, the third step will be ranking. They'll show it on the first, second, third page and first, second, third result based on a huge range of factors, which no one knows what they are, to be very honest. We can only guess what they are, right? Then we have content marketing, where you actually create this content and distribute it. Then there's technical SEO. So things we cannot see, which is the soul, like I said, the soul of the website, not the body, but having optimal codes like H1 tags, H2 tags, image, all tags, link tags, keywords, meta description, meta title, all of those kinds of things which fall a little bit into the technical SEO side. There's also like site structure formats that Google recommends so that users as well as search engines can easily crawl, index, and rank your website essentially. So the easier you make it for users and search engines, the better you'll rank, right?
Okay.
Then you have link building. So the more high authority websites which link back to you, the better your rankings will be. So for example, entrepreneur.com is a place where I've submitted a few guest blogs, and now they link back to my website. So my website will get a push because it's entrepreneur.com has a high authority score. And since they are linking to me, they have higher authority, I would get a little bit of that juice back for my website. So that's how the link building process works. Then we have local SEO. So, if you are a local business, then it's very different than if you're basically an international / global / location independent sort of business like we are. But let's say if I was a cafe or a restaurant, right? So then it would have been a different process. I want to get optimal results on Google Map listings if people are searching for me. So Is this something that you do, Swati, when you go out to a cafe or something? Do you like search on Google Maps?
Yeah, of course. Always. I think all of us do.
All of us do, right? And especially when I'm traveling, I just, search cafes near me or cafes with Wi-Fi near me.
Mm.
And those keywords are more like localized keywords, right? So I'm looking at something near me. Typically, if you're searching something on Google Maps, it's obviously like the near me is included by default. So you're looking at, places around you. So slightly different way of optimizing that. By the way, you can use the learnings from our web scraping lesson and actually scrape local listings from Google Maps,
Oh, yes.
right? And look for like keywords, etc. So then we have analytics. SEO analytics is basically just simple analytics. So when we discuss Google Analytics, etc., we see that SEO can be a channel within Google Analytics. And then we also have specialized tools for SEO analytics, which you can use to track the positions, right? So if you rank for a particular keyword, you can track where you rank, what page you rank, what position you rank, using a more specialized tool. I recommend SEMrush because that's the one I use and I found it to be most accurate. So I did a analysis from the Google Analytics account that I had access to for my clients and compared the SEMrush, Ahref, Surfer SEO, all of these other tools. But SEMrush had the most accurate rankings. So that's one thing that I would recommend for SEO analytics. And then we have AI powered SEO. So, now we use ChatGPT to help us with a lot of SEO work, right from keywords to content creation, outlining content, summarizing content, etc. And rewriting content is, of course, another one. And then we have a lot of growth hacks that we can use for SEO. So quick link building hacks, quick hacks to, make sure that you can build a credible website by doing an outreach to guest bloggers, using the minimum resources possible. So those are all things that we can implement while keeping it, white hat SEO, essentially. So those are like the key concepts. Any questions on that before we proceed?
No, I think it's very clear. You made it very clear. So again, I mean, so was AI powered SEO used earlier, or is it only after when ChatGPT took over and just
Yeah, I just coined this term recently. When I was doing an outreach to some clients, I was telling them, "Hey, are you guys using AI powered SEO?" Yeah, so I just made it up because we are using AI for SEO a lot now. I don't think it was a popular term before. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, because never heard of it. And yeah, I mean, the lesson is incomplete if you talk to without AI.
I mean, that's the reason why the reason I'm recreating the whole growth marketing course this year is because of AI, right? Like of course, there are many new tools for scraping, for automation that we are discussing in this course. But typically, growth marketing fundamentals are the same. So I could have just used the content from my previous courses, but I'm making fresh content and all of these fresh videos, investing time into this is because I want people to know that, things have changed. And if you're not using AI in your growth marketing or, honestly, in anything else that you do, then you're basically going to be left behind because someone else is going to do much faster, get much faster results. I mean, look at SEO itself, right? You have to rank on the first page. No one sees the second or third page. So you have to, they say the best place to hide a dead body is on the second page of Google. So if you have to be there, you have to be doing better than everyone else who also wants to rank on the first page. And if they are using AI and you are not, you're going to be left behind. So there are many industries where people are not using AI at all. And you will definitely have like a huge advantage in those industries. And then there are some industries like, ours where people are adopting AI very fast. And there we don't have such a big advantage. But look at, like, I was working with a friend who was a tax consultant. And there are companies in this tax space who don't use AI at all. So he started ranking with my, sort of AI powered workflow for SEO. He started ranking for the keywords on the first page within 3 months.
Wow, I could never imagine a tax consultant using AI. I mean,
exactly. So, I mean, if we look at these kinds of businesses, right, plumbing businesses, restaurants, cafes, local businesses, then look at doctors, they don't even have time to use basic SEO, forget about AI. small clinics, doctors, medical practitioners, fitness trainers. There are so many industries where people are, of course, they're focusing on what they do the best. But if they get support from someone who can implement the AI strategies for them, they could just beat their competition much, much easier. Right?
Yeah, totally agreed. Yes.
Right. So from there, we'll move to our A3R3 funnel, back to our A3R3 funnel, back to base. So we tend to assume that SEO is more of a digital marketing thing, and hence it's more into the awareness and acquisition phases of the funnel, which honestly, it's somewhat true. SEO does fall mostly in the awareness and acquisition stages of the funnel. But I did want to show people that it can actually apply to the entire funnel as well.
Oh.
And it's hard to think about it this way. So I did want to, take a few examples. So when you look at awareness, it's very obvious. You optimize your content for specific keywords. People find your website on search results. So SEO is really like made for awareness. It's a match made in heaven. There's no doubt about that. With acquisition, of course, you have your product pages, you have your content pages where you're, selling a product or course or physical product, e-commerce, whatever. You can optimize it for search visibility, and hence you can improve conversions. That's also quite clear. But from here, things get more interesting. If you look at activation, you can actually optimize the content inside your help center. If you have a help center for your app or your product or your website, inside your website, and then rank for those help articles, right? So for example, I'll give you an example. Let's say I signed up for a free demo of Podia. Podia is a platform that I use for creating online courses, and I'm not able to launch my product. So what I could do is I could just say, how to launch the product, or how to make my product live on Podia. So you see that their help center is ranking on Google.
Oh, yes.
And then the second one, again, they have a lot of these help articles, and their entire help center, you see help.podia.com, help.podia.com is all ranking here. And then their YouTube is ranking, which is all great. The first page is full of Podia, and it should be, because I'm asking a question about Podia. Imagine if they did not have this help center, right? It would be hard for me to make my product live. And as a result of that, I would not be an activated customer of Podia. So they would lose me in the activation stage. They would have got me in the acquisition and awareness, but they would have lost me in activation. Right? So great way to use SEO for the activation stage of the funnel. Not something we think about very often, right? Then we move to retention, right? You create engaging content to keep customers coming back to your website and optimize customer support. Look at this simple example where the YouTube video is showing up, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a user of YouTube, but I don't do YouTube too much. I do mostly Instagram, for example. But now I will click on this and I will be back on YouTube, right? So it's retention for YouTube, right?
Okay. And and it's like Podia's own video showing up at the top.
That's great for Podia, but for YouTube, it's a retention SEO. So since they have, been ranking for this particular keyword on the first page of Google, it's a different thing that YouTube is Google, and that's a different conversation. But since they showed up, I clicked on YouTube, I went into the video, and I was retained for YouTube. What if I have a website which provides support to people on other products like Podia, and if my video, my website was ranking, people would be retained on my website. So that's another good way of ensuring retention. So again, it was SEO for retention. Then SEO for revenue is not that complex, because you can optimize your service listing pages. Like as an agency, if we show up on certain services like e-commerce, email marketing, agency services, etc., we optimize those keywords for SEO, then we could generate more revenue. So that's sort of a clear indication. But then we also have referrals, right? So there are ways where you can literally ask your customers to use certain language or certain keywords, while I don't suggest that directly, in their reviews, where you can start showing up because of reviews on,
that's interesting.
So on Google Maps, this works really well. If you search for cafes near me, and if you search for cafes with Wi-Fi near me, they're going to be very different results. Because if someone has written a review and mentioned strong Wi-Fi, then that result would show up first, right?
Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. I mean, I had never thought of SEO past awareness. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I,
That's where 80% of marketers use it. But then look at it this way, right? Like now you have so many examples, and it can actually be applied throughout the funnel.
yeah, absolutely.
Now, if you're a growth marketer versus a digital marketer, you could literally use the same tool, same channel to do so much more than what a digital marketer would do. And then people say, hey, there's not much difference between digital marketing and growth marketing. That's not true.
No, there's a huge difference.
So now we can literally prove that there is such a huge difference. It's just awareness. And now we have 6 stages where we are doing 6x more with SEO than
Right.
And of course, there are creative digital marketers who are more or less growth marketers who can do this, where I just call them growth marketers. So for me, they are not digital.
Yeah.
Awesome. Finally, we'll see how we can apply A/B testing in SEO, which is also like an application of growth marketing in SEO. A lot of people think SEO is like you put in the effort for a few months and then you get results. But again, that's not true. You can test page titles, meta descriptions, and then measure the CTRs from the search engine results pages, see what works. Someone could argue that if you're ranking for a very difficult keyword, it'll take a long time to get the CTR results. In that case, you can run ads with the same page titles and meta descriptions with a very small budget just to see which ones are the winner page titles and meta descriptions. You can test different content and layout to see how long people are staying on the page. If people are staying long enough, then Google will also treat it as a better result for people. And hence your search rankings would improve. So Google is not just looking at if you have enough keywords in your blog, etc. It's also looking at how your website performs. Imagine if someone clicks on your search result on Google. Let's say I'm searching for A3R3 funnel, sort of my favorite thing to search for.
Yes.
Let's say I don't want to click on map links. Let's say this is also my website. This is also my website. Let's say this guy, right? So what has written something about it? I click on it and I immediately go back. So Google gets a signal that, hey, this may not be, I'm sorry for doing this. I don't do this on competitors, but just as an example, Google gets a signal that this may not be the best result because I just clicked on it. I didn't spend any time and I came back, right?
Yeah.
Now, great, my video is showing up. Great, but the thing is, if I was to do this alone, it wouldn't make a difference. But if many people did the same thing, right?
Yes.
Then it would definitely make a difference. This is quite a nice one. Just since we are here, I can mention that what this title change thing is nice. So you can just go here and then see. This is a plugin that I'm using, Surfer SEO, and then you can see the title, like the old title that they were using. So it gives you an idea of what they're doing for SEO. You know, maybe they change the title because that has better rankings.
Yeah.
So this is also coming from the extension where it's showing the number of words and the estimated monthly traffic for the domain. So obviously this is like YouTube's traffic. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, this is Facebook's traffic. But this guy has basically Rahul Kumar saying Facebook is ranking. You can see the Maplings Academy logo is in the image inside. So they've basically just taken an image from our website and then posted it. So since this is my favorite keyword, I want to dominate the first page on Google for this keyword. Even the image results, the first one is from Maplings. So those kinds of things are.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Sorry, Lati?
No, I said most of the blogs and the images are from your websites only on the first page.
This is an SEO hack. You should make your own acronyms and terms and then start ranking for those and then talk about those so they become popular. So
yeah, and people will start talking about them and then it'll go back to you.
Yeah. So now A3R3 funnel is in the vernacular when people talk about growth marketing. They mentioned the A3R3 funnel. I clicked on a competitor result, for example, which actually calls it AAARRR, but then they also say it's also referred to as the A3R3 funnel. So also known as the A3R3 funnel. So it becomes something that people start using in their terms. And then Growth School, I don't know who they are, but they are saying the A3R3 framework. So people are using that term, then again, user guiding, also known as the A3R3 funnel, since other people start using it, it gives more authority to the term itself. Yeah. So yeah, you can always test different keyword optimization techniques. Website speed is another one. So you can run A/B tests by removing certain plugins, extensions, sections from your website to see which one leads to better website speed. And you can get a report on Google Page Speed Test or GT metrics analysis. These are platforms that give you results of your website speed. And then based on that, you can improve your website speed. And when you improve your website speed, you will automatically signal Google that you have a better page to rank on Google. And yeah, those are some ways that you can actually use A/B testing in SEO. So this is lean SEO, which is SEO from a growth marketeer's perspective.
Great. Yeah, I think it was a great lesson and so brief, but I think it was such a deep dive, and I learned like so many new things about SEO. Yeah.
Awesome, Swati. Thanks everyone who's watching this, and we'll continue the journey with the next lesson. Thank you. Bye.